Welcome to Black and Gold Today, brought to you by Ray Brandt Infinity. I'm Rachel Whittaker, and I'm pleased to be joined by Jennifer Hale of Fox Sports. And Jennifer, you're a sideline reporter for, 3 years now? And
it's my fourth NFL season, my third NBA season. Hard to believe.
Wow, unbelievable. And you've gotten to see the Saints in two close finishes, one win, one loss in Minnesota and Detroit. And those kind of sum up the season almost. Two very, very close games. This is really a head-scratching team. It's hard to wrap our heads around 3 straight home losses.
I'm still struggling with that one, to be honest with you. But yeah, you're right. It's a very good point. I think that Detroit loss does kind of sum up the season because they looked so strong. I remember interviewing Sean Payton at halftime, and he said, this is the best we've looked all season long. And then you had that huge second half collapse, especially in the fourth quarter when it counted most. And it does make you think, what is wrong? And I think part of it is the offense doesn't have the plethora of weapons it's enjoyed up until now. And defensively, they've lost so many leaders. It's not that you don't have some really good, individually talented players on that team, but I don't think you have the leadership and the communication that you had when you had a Roman Harper and a Malcolm Jenkins and a Jonathan Vilma overseeing things and making sure everybody was on the same page and everybody was confident in what they were doing.
And you spoke of the plethora of weapons. Somebody that we did see kind of break out with 2 huge plays was Joe Morgan. Thoughts on what he could do?
Yeah, excellent point. I was very pleased to see that because with Brandon Cooks' absence, some of these other guys are going to have to step up and become playmakers. Would have liked to see a few more, but I think you saw some promising development, and if he can take that and build on it and multiply it, and part of it is getting looks too. You got to be targeted, but I think he got some good in-game experience, knocked a little bit of the rust off, and hopefully that's something he can build on because, Rachel, it is kind of crazy to think that this team could still win the division and could still even host a home playoff game. If they win the NFC South crown, that means somebody's coming to see them in New Orleans. So if they can get a few more pieces to click, I don't think they're far off. Right. They're far off enough that they're losing, but if they could get hot and get some things to go their way, they could make a run at just the right time still.
Exactly. This team has gone up and down and just so hard to predict. I mean, the whole NFL really, for that matter, but also the Saints' run defense, just horrific. The past 2 weeks, they made the Bengals' Jeremy Hill look wonderful, and he is great. We can't take that away from him. But
don't give the LSU boy too much hate.
True. You're looking at two LSU grads right here. And Justin Forsett, though, the Ravens running back, career high, 182 yards. I mean, this run defense, just a head scratcher, right?
And I think that's part of where the communication problems come in, that they're not all on the same page, that they're a step behind because they're still trying to figure out, who's going where, who's doing what. But you're right, that's a huge problem. When you let a team be two-dimensional like that, that changes football games. When you can count on, I think the Ravens, it was almost even, their rushing attack and their passing attack. And that makes it very hard for a defense to be able to get any pressure on a quarterback and disrupt what he wants to do when that offense knows that they can have it either way they want it. So they've got to figure out a way to contain those run games a little bit more, make offenses a little bit more one-dimensional, and help themselves out.
We're on to the Saints offense when we come back.
In the fraction of time we spend driving in reverse, about 500,000 accidents occur each year, which is why the Infiniti QX60 has world's first safety technology available, like backup collision intervention, which can brake even before you do, to help keep everyone safe.
And Drew Brees, 3 pick sixes now on the season. Jen, do you think he's trying to do too much?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a combination of factors. I don't think the line's helping him out nearly.
Exactly, right. I was going to ask you the offensive line. I mean, he had so little time to see the field, and he was under so much pressure. Just not getting it done.
He's a great decision maker. He's one of the best mentally under pressure with his checkdowns. But yeah, time helps, especially when you're a shorter quarterback. And speaking of communication and being able to make those tight throws, when you can't necessarily see all your options and you're trusting that so-and-so receiver, you've done it a million times, you know he's going to be there, that part's lacking as well. So he needs time by the line to set things up and make sure he's exactly where he needs to be. And I don't think he has that this season the way he has in seasons past.
Absolutely, totally agree. And the Saints on a short week now, headed to Pittsburgh on Sunday. No time to rest. Another AFC North opponent to try and snap this losing skid. And they have to get back on track if they want to host a playoff game. You can watch Jen every Pelicans game on Fox Sports New Orleans. So Jen, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me. You're doing such a great job. It's such an honor to get to come on with you. This has been fun.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. And that wraps it up. Thanks for watching.